I'm Pam. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. I'm a person living with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I am a badass because I am a survivor. I'm going to talk today about recovered memories. And I'm going to do this in two parts. And today I'm simply going to go through some of the mechanics and what we understand about recovered memories. And then I'll talk about my own experience with them. So first, what is a recovered memory? With post-traumatic stress disorder, one of the criteria to diagnose post-traumatic stress disorder is loss of memory of the traumatic event. That doesn't mean that it always happens, but it does mean that it happens often enough that it's actually part of the criteria used to diagnose PTSD. So there's no question that this does occur. The condition is called dissociative amnesia, and it's actually quite common among people with PTSD. It's especially common among children who have developed post-traumatic stress disorder because they were sexually abused. And there are a couple of reasons for this. One, of course, the child is still developing, the brain is developing, the intellect is developing, and when a child is sexually abused, often they have no frame of reference because they don't really understand what's happening to them. And if you think about it, for example, say you were abducted by aliens and it's completely outside of your realm of experience, you'd probably have some challenges in describing it. And that's the same case with children. They have nothing to compare that to, and so it actually becomes hard to remember. And they're also more likely to have their brain decide, we're not going to remember this. Now, unlike amnesia that can occur as a result of a significant physical injury to the brain, the memories that are lost to traumatic events are often recoverable. So that memory can come back. Now, where the controversy lies is whether or not one can trust the content of those recovered memories. And I think one of the important points to consider is that we don't record memories like a video camera records. We record memories as humans through our own view of the world, our own experience. All of it kind of goes in, and we remember things through our own lens. And this is actually what helps us make sense of the world. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that it does happen that way. So there are, if you do a search online, you will find websites that claim that recovered memories are completely not trustworthy. And then you will also find other websites that provide published studies, and I'll actually provide a link to one in the comments for this video, that share data showing that yes, these memories occur, and yes, in cases we have found corroborating evidence for memories that people recovered later on after abuse. One of the things, if you do some research into some of those sites that claim that recovered memories cannot be trusted, is you will find that people who have been accused of crimes as a result of recovered memories put up these websites. And law firms that are trying to defend someone who has been accused of crime because of recovered memories sometimes put up these websites claiming that they're not trustworthy. That doesn't mean that obviously that we can trust all recovered memories, but it does mean that there is some evidence backing up that yes, people can recover memories of abuse decades later. In fact, for some reason, middle age is often the time that a person does start to recover memories of being sexually abused as a child. And it's theorized that one of the reasons why is that people, when they reach middle age, are feeling secure enough and they're really capable of handling this information, or at least more capable. What happens when a person is does not consciously have awareness of the fact that they were sexually abused as a child? The truth is that their subconscious does. And so until the person actually addresses what happened and processes what happened, they will have symptoms. And I've talked, I think, a little bit about some of the symptoms, but some of the symptoms include abuse of alcohol, severe anxiety, issues with intimacy, particularly sexual intimacy, feeling violated when being touched. Actually, very similar symptoms to a person who never lost the memories of being abused. One of the things that I do want to share is that, and again, I'll provide it in the link to a university that has set up a page with all information about recovered memories. There was actually a study conducted among people who never lost their memories compared to people who lost the memory and later recovered it. And they found that actually they found corroborating evidence for the people who recovered memories, and they found that there was really no difference in the accuracy of the memory of being abused. So, there is some important data, and if you talk to any therapist who works with people who were sexually abused as children, and you claim that repressed memories don't exist, they'll laugh at you because they've seen it countless times. It's actually pretty common because of the stage of development that the child is in, and also their frame of reference. They don't really know how to define sexual abuse. They just know that it's horrifying, so they don't always have the ability to define what happened to them. So that's the scoop on recovered memories. And my own situation was that I didn't want to believe. And so as I recovered memories, I didn't want to believe them. And I'll talk more about that soon in my next video, but I thought, this was a really important topic as I went through the early stages of my recovery, and I hope you find it helpful. Thanks.